year that the C.F. Stradford Award ceremony has taken place to recognize the outstanding members of the Black legal community here in Chicago and Cook County. I'm especially thrilled for our honorees this evening, the Honorable Marion E. Perkins. You all should know Marion brought a whole crew with her. From Von Steuben, including my father, who is here today. We also want to honor the Honorable William Stewart Boyd. We also want to honor the attorney, Emmanuel Andre. Who apparently also brought his crew. And we also are honoring the hard work and dedication of the Minority Legal Education Resources Organization, MLER. This is the fourth C.F. Stradford Award that I have had the privilege to preside over in my tenure in this office. And I can tell you with great pride, because this is our Black History Month celebration, the privilege that it has to serve as the first African American woman to serve in this position, the first African American elected to this position. It is meant for me that I wear that in all that I do in this office. It is sometimes politically incorrect to have hard conversations and truths about a justice system that so often sees so many of us not gathered here to celebrate excellence, but really in somberness about what is happening in our justice system and in our communities. For me, it has been an special intentionality around calling out these issues and these truths, no matter how discomforting they may be for others who don't understand that awareness. The reason that this ceremony is so important in talking about our history and our legacies is because there is a narrative that is often told about who we are, where we came from, and what's possible from all of us. I am a testament to what is possible when we give everyone an opportunity, a chance to meet their fullest potential. If you would have imagined that the first Black woman to serve in this role would have come from 624 West Division and the height of Cabrini's toughest era, people wouldn't have believed you. But every day, in too many of our neighborhoods across Cook County, we are losing the potential on our streets and in our justice system. And if I can make it from Cabrini, that loss that we see in Lawndale, or Roselands, or Robbins, or Harvey, is a disservice to all of us. There is greatness in every neighborhood. There is greatness in all of our children. And so this is a celebration of that, the greatness that has the C.F. Stradford Award and the family has shown over the years that we will be able to hear about today, and why we honor that legacy in the law and Black excellence. So it is a personal privilege of mine to be able to preside over these ceremonies and the continuation of this wonderful tradition. And so, I want us to take a moment to not take for granted that folks that look like me get into these positions easily, and to thank those in the Stradford family, John Rogers, who has underwritten this event for many, many years, for being able to highlight those possibilities. So let us celebrate our honorees this evening and make sure that we take from this evening not just what they have accomplished, but what we can do to ensure that we continually have a succession of bright, brilliant leaders coming into this legal profession. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Kim. And thank you for being the embodiment of what happens when courage meets preparation. Please welcome, to give us a little bit of history of C.F. Stradford. We know you know some stuff, but just a little bit more. The grandson of C.F. Stradford and a friend to us all, Mr. John Rogers.
Thank you very much, Robin, for the kind introduction. Robin's become one of my best friends over all these years, and so appreciate you being here every year. It's just so kind of you, and really helps to make this event so special when Robin's here. So we should give Robin a special round of applause. And also, we can't help but again give another shout out for our state's attorney. I'm a big supporter. I'm all in on Kim. We all know here in the room this is an extraordinarily important election, extraordinarily important election season, and we have to have the people who care about justice for all of us in leadership roles more than ever in this country. So Kim's election and re-election is really critical for all of us and to set a tone for the whole country. So thank you, Kim. I'm pinch hitting today for my cousin Wall, who usually has a very long, elaborate talk. I'm not sure where she is, but I'm happy to pinch hit. Laurel and I were just actually in Tulsa together just about 3 weeks ago, and we had a chance to go down with her sister Leslie to visit Greenwood and the place of Black Wall Street, where many of you know my great-great-grandfather had the Stradford Hotel, which was at the time the largest African-American hotel in the country. And he was a dynamic leader in Tulsa when the race riots hit just a little less than 100 years ago. And we'll be celebrating the 100th anniversary in 2021. And it's going to be something that I think the whole nation will start to hear more and more about. But I just start with just saying 3 things about my great-grandfather, because he really did create, I think, the values and culture that our family stands for. People who are going to stand up and try to make a difference in our communities. And that's what he was doing in Tulsa when they burned down his hotel. Keep thinking about how wealthy we would be today in our family if we still had that hotel in downtown Tulsa. Someone said the other day they would have a chain of Stradford hotels all over the country. And of course, that wasn't going to happen in our society. But if you had a successful black business, we all know that it's something that at the time the white community couldn't tolerate. And there are many, many instances like that around the country where successful African-American businesses were destroyed by white leaders who did not want to see our success and didn't want to appreciate that we decided we deserve the economic justice to be able to have our own businesses in our community. And it's something that many of you saw the Boss television show where they talked a lot about that and how important that was. So one of the things that my mom used to always talk about, Jewel Loppentine, was she became a lawyer because she saw her father, C.F. Stradford, save his father's life, J.B. Stradford. Because after the Tulsa race riots, he escaped Tulsa, came to Chicago, and they were trying to extradite him because he had been a leader in the community. They were going to extradite him back to Tulsa. And possibly he was going to be jailed, possibly lynched. And my mom said it was just so inspiring to see her father save her grandfather's life by using his legal skills to do so. So it was a reason why she became a pioneer and a lawyer, becoming the first African-American woman to graduate from the University of Chicago Law School in 1946, first African-American woman assistant U.S. attorney, and the first African-American woman to try a case in the United States Supreme Court. I am the luckiest person in the world to be able to have pioneering parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. It doesn't happen often in our society. And I know each and every day, whatever the things we work hard and able to achieve comes from that background, having pioneering leaders who were not afraid to make a difference, stand up for the right side of justice time and time and time again. So I really want to say on behalf of the Stradford family, and on behalf of the Rogers family, I want to thank all of you for being here. Again, thank the state's attorney for keeping this legacy alive every year. I always look forward to coming back every year. And it's a great way for people to remember what we're all here to do, is again, fight for fairness in everything that we do. So thank you.
You'd we get lost in the fantasy of what if, right?
Yeah.
What if black business had been allowed to succeed, and all the ills that we're looking at today and trying to figure out and trying to undo generational wealth and generational equity would have prevented. But that's all right. Woulda, coulda, can. We go forward. As we said, it's the 30th year that the state's. Have I been doing this for 30 years? Damn, I started when I was like 15 years old. Hope I'm getting better. But tonight, and it honors the accomplishments of outstanding African American attorneys, judges, and community activists. Tonight, we're honoring 4 outstanding individuals from those sectors. The Honorable William Stewart Boyd. In May of 1998, Judge William Stewart Boyd was sworn in as an associate judge for the Cook County Circuit Court assigned to the Domestic Relations Division, currently appointed to administrative position of preliminary judge of Calendar C. He's a graduate of St. Ignatius College Prep, the University of Illinois at Chicago, and Northern Illinois University College of Law. Judge Boyd started his legal career in partnership, Boyd and Boyd, with his older brother T. Lee Boyd Sr., who was a successful criminal trial attorney. From his earliest days as an attorney, he was afforded the opportunity to serve as the lead attorney on a broad array of criminal and civil litigation matters while collaborating with his brother and other legendary African-American lawyers such as R. Eugene Pencham, James D. Montgomery, and Elliott Muse. In 1987, Judge Boyd established the law firm of Boyd and Crane, which he grew into one of the most successful African-American-owned divorce law firms in the Midwest. He created a national sensation for his decision in Polsky versus Polsky, the historic divorce judgment that divided marital assets approximating $400 million. Wait, what? That looks nothing like none of my settlements. $400 million between the parties, divided it equally, becoming the first jurist in Illinois to rule under said circumstances that a non-wage earning spouse's contributions were of equal value as those of the wage earning spouse. And the song Cheaper Keeper. No, just kidding. Judge Boyd has received numerous coveted awards from the divorce bar, including the most recent, the Michael S. Cohen Award. Judge Boyd is an active volunteer who's shown a strong commitment to his community. He's particularly proud of the volunteer initiative he has spearheaded to create a partnership between the Greater Chicago Food Depository and his fraternity. Guess what it is? Kappa, Alpha, Psi, I don't know what it is. Kappa, Alpha, Psi, PSI, Psi. So as you can see, I'm not Greek, I'm black. Judge Boyd has been happily married to his wife and former law partner, Linda Crane Boyd, a dear friend of mine, for 32 years. It is our great honor to present the Honorable William Stewart Boyd with the State's Attorney's C.F. Stradford Award. His wife, Linda Crane Boyd, is going to accept on his behalf. Come on.
Good evening. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thanks especially to the Stratford family, to the organizing committee, the selection committee, and ASA Candace Smith, who nominated my husband for this award, and our friends and family who are present. My husband is recovering from surgery, and right now he's only leaving home for doctor's appointments. However, he's doing really, really well, and he's Skyping pre-trials. So he's fine. I'm sorry that he couldn't be here tonight, and forgive me if some of my comments veer into kind of things that if he were accepting himself, he might not say about himself, but that because I'm doing it, I might. But I'll try and, speak for his, with his voice. He particularly wants to send his highest regards to, and special thanks to State's Attorney Kim Foxx for her leadership and just her existence. I'm here to acknowledge the receipt of this amazing award on behalf of my husband in the name of this amazing family and one of the patriarchs of the family, C.F. Stradford. who believed in building institutions, who had a legacy before his birth of a family that believed in building institutions. And if there's any hope for us at all, it's that we learn how to build institutions. Although I'm speaking to the choir because I've collaborated with a bunch of people here over the years, and if there's one thing that black lawyers in Chicago know how to do, and that is to take on a cause and build an institution around it and keep it moving. So I know that that's something, though, that my husband is particularly aware of, is something that we are able to do because of what came before us. We literally could cry when we see old black men, when we think about how, when we complain about some of the things, and rightfully so, that we have had to endure, we always try to remember how much harder, how so much, very much harder it was for my father, his grandfather, his uncles, our wide circle of friends having, I'm third generation Chicagoan, so, well, maybe not third generation. Both my mother and father both were born in Chicago. My grandparents were married here. But certainly, we have a long history in Bronzeville, throughout the city, trying to work on making a difference. And I could not have had been more blessed than to have met my husband, who I'm so happy to see is being honored in such a magnificent way here tonight. The presence of CF Stradford is particularly palpable in iconic venues like this in Bronzeville, this magnificent Parkway Ballroom, which is something that has perhaps changed locations from time to time, but still has an amazing legacy of its own. My husband loved being a lawyer. He absolutely loved being a lawyer. We were both lawyers working at 39 South LaSalle Street and met an elevator there. And he loved being, we were the only, he and his brother were the only black, and Stan Hill and Severe Cole and Ed Hubbard, who I worked for at Hill Hubbard Cole and Couch as their only associates, these crazy guys, were the only black lawyers in this building. And so we would see each other in the elevator riding up and down. We kind of acknowledge and nod. And when I was leaving to go accept a different job, he saw me up in the elevator lobby with my father, and my father and I met my husband at the same time that day in the elevator lobby at 39 South LaSalle Street, and they became best friends. And so I know very much so from having been a life partner, having been a law partner, having been just, a community activist together, and just caring deeply about so many constituents that we've been able to interact with, because we never had children, and so we've always, though, been very, sort of welcoming of opportunities to interact with a lot of other young people as well as our colleagues. To say that we think of so many people in this room, here I go, I'm talking about we, I'm not getting the award. I didn't realize that. I actually do realize that. But to say that he was, just what the people in this room mean to him, and all of the black lawyers who've come up through the ranks as we all have over these last decades, and the ways in which we try to work closely together, build for the future, and do things in a way that make it easier for those who come behind us, is something that means a great deal to him, and is something that C.F. Stradford Award represents. It's something that the Stradford family reflects. I remember growing up as a law student, knowing about Jill LaFontaine, and then learning more about her family, and then being, contemporary of her son. It's something that only in Chicago, I think, really runs as deep as it really does. And it's something that's really important. So I'm going to just say that thank you very much on behalf of my husband. He's honored to join these other outstanding members of the legal community who have been able to receive this award. It's an enormously meaningful acknowledgement. He congratulates tonight's other awardees, and we look forward to attending next year and cheering on whoever comes after. Thank you.
I don't know what you mean is you're not getting an award. Based on your husband's precedent, you have at least 50% of that award. Thank you for sharing that love story. We'll be riding elevators up and down. Really, love is the operative word. I was recently at a conference where people were working on reducing both the number and the racial inequity of the incarcerated people in this country. And a woman spoke and she said, and I wrote this down on a little piece of paper and I kept it, she said, love is a very hard emotion to insert into the criminal justice system. It is necessary.
And I just believe, again, I'm incredibly inspired every time I come to this event to hear about the legacies that allowed for us to get to the space that we are now. And also a reminder of the fact that years from now, what is the story that they're going to tell about who we are? That we are talking about C.F. Stradford and the strides and efforts that he made, but 100 years from now, what will they say about you? What will they say about us? What will they say about a criminal justice system that sees more people who look like us in our jails, in prison, than sitting in law school classes? What will they say about us about acknowledging the indignities of our practices that sometimes makes matters worse than better? What will they say about us, about our bravery and our commitment and our courage to do that which is not popular or politic, even when they come for you? I've heard of some things. But what will they say? You do this work, whatever spot that you hold, not for the attention in the glaring spotlight. It is the things that you do when no one is watching. And then to honor and acknowledge that even if it is unpolitic and everyone is watching, you do not waver in your commitment to doing that which is right, even though it is unpopular. That is what happened back in Oklahoma. That is what was happening throughout our history, is that people were deciding for us what was right for us. And when we bucked that, the system started to turn on us. And that is what you have to acknowledge in all that you do. What will they say about you 100 years from now? Who will be the recipient of the award in your name? Will you say that you sat and did nothing? You sat and tweeted? You sat and Instagrammed? Or did you stand up and put your feet to the ground and get to the fight like C.F. Stradford? And so it is my great honor to preside over these awards and to broaden who we recognize as heroes in our community, to take on the challenge of doing that which is not popular, but is always right. And I commend all of you for joining with us tonight in your continued commitment to make sure that the ancestral story that they tell about you is one that will have moved our communities forward and beyond. Thank you so very, very much.